been speaking to many people involved in music and song and community affairs over the lockdown period and all the rest of it since this all began. I'm delighted to say hello to a gentleman who's been involved in music for in excess of 30 years. That's with his band, and nationally known and recognised as a truly great talent of country music in Ireland. From County Longford, I'm delighted to say hello to Mick Flavin. Mick, how are you doing?
Hello, Jerry. How are you getting on?
Not bad at all, Mick. Nice to catch up with you. Nice to speak to you. It's changed times.
Sure. Look, it's unbelievable. You know, anybody would say we were kind of all looking forward to 2020. You know, it was kind of a milestone in history, I suppose you could say. But who'd ever think the way it was going to turn out? You know, and it's just unbelievable. It has affected practically every business, both here and across the UK, America. You know, every country in the world is being affected by it, and I suppose our end of it has took a bad hit as well. Like the music, you know, it's just basically on the floor, and people can't go out and they can't dance and they can't go to concerts or anything like that. You know.
Indeed, it truly has. It has affected every single type and style of music and every single one of the arts, be it theatre or anything, every single thing to do with it.
That's right.
It's quite unbelievable. You were actually supposed to.
It is, Jerry.
Yeah, you were supposed to be actually over in the UK for the St Patrick's weekend. You're supposed to be with us.
I was indeed. Yeah, I had a few dates over there, and unfortunately, that's when the coronavirus really took off here in Ireland, and that's when they started warning people not to travel. You know, unless it was absolutely necessary or an emergency, and we were kind of betwixt and between, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't know whether to go, whether to stay, or then I rang a few people that I was playing for over there, and they said, you know, if you come over and there's nobody here, there's bad crowds, you know, what'll happen, and so it left us in a position that we sort of said, well, look, we stay at home. Unfortunately, it probably was disappointing to a lot of people that was looking forward to seeing us over there, because we would have had a lot of fans down through the years all around London and Luton and different parts like Birmingham, Manchester. And, you know, it was a big disappointment, really, and a disappointment to the people like that. Take the Shamrock Club, for instance, and a great venue there, and Sean Riley and all the lads there, you know, put so much into it, and down in Craigs Road as well. There, Anna there, like she was looking forward to having it for months, and I had sent on posters and everything like that. And then when I spoke to her, she said, "Make sure, like, you know, we won't get the older folk out." And so anyway, we decided we wouldn't go, Jerry, and unfortunately, that's what happened, you know.
Indeed, so it was. I think it was possibly a wise decision, because I'm not sure you're aware of this, but on the St Patrick's Day was on the Tuesday, and on the Monday night, the Shamrock Club actually closed down. It was one of the first venues to actually just close down.
You're joking! Yeah, I never knew that. No.
Yeah,
no.
They did actually close that night on the Monday night, because. It was, well, the thing at the time, Mick, to be absolutely honest, things were very uncertain at that stage. The government had made an announcement about the seriousness of it, while they didn't say it closed down, but they were leaving it up to each individual over here to do it, you know, so.
I know, well, yeah. Sure, look, and then, you see, the virus, it's so contagious as well, like, you know, that and the way it affects, we'll say, people like with underlying problems and stuff like that, you know, and to be quite honest, I'd be a bit afraid going over myself at that stage, because I do suffer a bit from time to time with asthma and that, and I thought, God, if I get it, you know, it wouldn't do me any good, you know, it would attack the lungs and all like that, so. That was part of the reason too, Jerry, that we didn't go, you know.
Indeed so. it's you've got to be wise in the situation, and so it was actually a wise decision. Yeah. So tell me, Mick, what have you?
Yeah, well, it was, I suppose.
What have you been doing since lockdown?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I've been working on a new album at the moment, Jerry. I have about 14 songs at the moment. No, I haven't had a chance to actually do the finished vocal on them, but I'm doing a new album with a man called Brian Kerrigan up in Letterkenny, and Brian and I have done a lot of work here. Last year and the early part of this year. We do a lot of work together. We do all the social dancing and stuff like that, and we were doing really well, exceptionally well. And but having said that, I still have the van here. It's on the street here. All the gear is in it. But the lads, obviously, I mean, they've gone off and got their own sort of day jobs and stuff like that. And who could blame them, really? Because guys have to live, and especially if you're married with a family and stuff like that. So I've been picking up songs and he's been doing all the backing tracks and everything are all ready, and all I have to do now is go up to Letterkenny and put down the finished vocal, and hopefully Jerry we'll have it out for the Christmas. Hopefully things will improve a bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to be taking a single or maybe two off it, and I'll have that over to you now straight away.
Excellent stuff. And is it an album of sort of mix of Irish and country, or how many tracks are you hoping to have on it?
It's mostly. I'll tell you what happened. When I was starting off in '86, I recorded a cassette, and to be honest with you, it was never on CD. And I would meet people over the years, and they'd say to me, well, we have every one of your CDs from the very beginning. We don't have your very first album. And I said, well, it was only ever on cassette, to be honest with you. And then a company in England took it over and called Prism Leisure, and they put it on vinyl because at the time there were no CDs, Jerry, back in '86, '87, and so I have re-recorded some of them, Jerry, and I have some good songs along with it as well. But it'll be mostly country now. There might be one, maybe two Irish songs in it, but it'll be kind of limited to. I have a lovely song that a guy wrote for me, PJ Murray. I'm sure you know PJ well.
Yes, very well.
PJ wrote a nice song for me. It's basically about when I was starting out in Ballinammuck and with my guitar and that kind of stuff. And so we're working at that at the minute now. So a couple of original songs, which is nice too,
Excellent stuff. Sounds good. It must have been quite difficult and held up the recording of the album with the whole situation being the way it is.
You're always hoping that that this thing might go away, and it looks now like it's going to take a vaccine or something like that to, for people to be confident enough to go out again. But it's very difficult even now to sell CDs and stuff like that, because it's not like years ago, yourself. You will sell them on a concert tour or stuff like that, but at dances it's very difficult to sell merchandise,
Indeed, yeah. Times have changed. It's the days of streaming and all of that type of thing today. So it's a different. It is a different world. And the thing about it is, many artists say you still have to record, and people still want to hear your music, and they want to hear new music as well, new recordings from you.
Yeah, I think it's good to have something new for the radio players, and and it keeps your name out there, and it keeps people sort of interested in you as well, because if you don't just actually go in and record something new, people forget about you.
Yes.
It's like a politician, a week is a long time in politics, it's like the people say, "Oh yeah, remember that guy, the singer? Yeah, I wonder where did he ever go?"
Indeed. So, indeed. But no, I don't think, Mick, you're in danger of being forgotten. But I think that people do want to hear some new material, new material from you.
Oh yeah. Well, as I say, our new single, please God, we'll have it over to you very, very shortly, Jerry. And as always, I know you've been a real stalwart for the Irish artists there in London, and I want to say thanks a million for all the help over the years that you've given to me. And we'll go back a long time, you and I, to
Indeed.
the time we met down, I think was it in Monaghan? We met, it was about 86 or 87. I had the cassette just out at the time, And,
yes.
And I've known you that long, and you've been a great ambassador for Irish music in London.
Thanks indeed, Mick. Did my best. Remember you starting out with the band and all the rest of it, and well, as I say, the rest, the rest is history. It's been a heck of a journey. Right. It's been a heck of a journey for you.
Yeah, it's been a great journey though, and I loved every minute of it, and I love music, and I love meeting people as well. People that actually, the first time you meet them, they're obviously strangers, but after a few times, then they become your friends, and it's lovely. It's a great life, and it's something I would never regret. I often regretted that I didn't actually go into it much earlier. While going to the end of it, like where you're professionally singing, but still, having said that, it's been great for me, and I think when I started, and a few more like Declan there, and a couple more like that, it was a great time because you didn't have so much of this technology that you have now, and people weren't sort of downloading CDs and all this kind of stuff. And, I would never condone drink driving or anything like that. But in Ireland, like, people went out and enjoyed themselves. And the smoke, which is another thing, like, I wouldn't condone either, because for me, anyway, it wouldn't be good for my old chest and lungs and that. But they were completely different times, Jerry. And people went in and had a few drinks and had the crack, and they drove home. But there wasn't the amount of traffic on the roads that there are now. But like, I don't know, it was a different time, and people were different too. People went out to enjoy themselves and have a bit of fun, and that's all gone now. Like, there's no, like, I mean, I don't be in bars now, but they're not open anyway for the last 4 or 5 months. But there is no fun or crack in pubs anymore here, which I mean, Ireland was always noted for that,
Indeed, so it is. It's drastically, changed times, and life has changed. No question, doubt about that. But you've still gone along all over the years, and you've remained continually successful and continually performing throughout Ireland, also in England, Scotland on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Which was
I had a lot of support all through the years, and not just here, of course, in Ireland, but of course across in England and Scotland and that, and we even did a lot of work on the cruise ships as well with Jerky Byrne and that, and got to meet a lot of great people there as well, and got a chance one time in Nashville to get to sing on the Opry, and I suppose that would have been, for me, really the highlight of I'm 34 years now singing. So, professionally, that is like, but you get great opportunities, and you meet some great people along the way as well, and I think music is great. It's great for your soul, and it's just, I miss it terribly now because, I'm just kind of sitting around the house here for the last 6 months nearly, and, you just go a bit daft, really,
Indeed. So, and so many people, miss the music, and seeing the likes of yourself as well, and going out, and and all the rest of it. But you haven't done any you haven't done any Facebook Live things or anything like that, Mick?
No, I didn't do any of that at all. No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Some people.
Some of them are doing it all right.
Indeed.
But I'm hopeless without computers and stuff like that.
Yes. Well, look.
I'm hopeless with them. I bought a computer about, must be 10 or 12 years ago. I sat at it once. I was trying to figure it out, and I think I sat about twice at it in that length of time, and I said to myself, "This is an absolute waste of time." Anyway, the kind of person I am, I love to be out and doing a bit of work. I'm a bit of an old farm out the country, and you could get me cutting whins or briars or something like that quicker than you get me sitting at a computer. Do you know? That's
Right.
the kind of person I am. I just love to be out. You know.
Yes, 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 indeed. Mick, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you in the times that it is, and fingers crossed we'll all get back as as soon as it's all safe to do so, and we'll meet up again. Listen, good luck with the new recordings.
No bother, Jerry. And listen, again, I just want to say thanks a million for all the help you've given me over the years and all the airplay you've given me, and thanks to all your wonderful listeners out there. Hopefully, I'm going back over, with the help of God, everything going all right. I'm due to go back over next April. And I'm hoping I'll be doing a gig or maybe two in London, or maybe outside London a bit. But I just want to say to everybody there, I wish them well, and I wish them all, the very best of health and everything. And I hope they all keep safe. And please God, we'll see them in 2021.